Personal log. Commander to Ven, stardate 50975.3. The crew of the USS Bourdain continues its mission of culinary exploration in the Alpha Quadrant. As part of my ongoing study, I have taken on the task of recreating traditional culinary dishes. The intent is to assess their nutritional value, sensory appeal, and potential utility in Starfleet rations. Today's experiments will focus on two recipes of interest: the Ferengi snail doodles and the Klingon raktajino. These are selections derived from the Star Trek Cookbook, a text that serves a cultural artifact reflecting the diverse culinary traditions within the Federation and beyond. The snail doodles recipe originates from the Ferengi culture, which, despite their reputation for avarice and unethical business practices, have developed a surprisingly nuanced palate. These cookies are typically enjoyed by Ferengi children, but are noted to be equally appealing to adults, particularly when they are unaware of the inclusion of snail juice, a traditional ingredient. As a substitute for snail juice, I have chosen a more accessible ingredient: Gorgonzola cheese. While not entirely congruent with the original flavor profile, it will serve to simulate the pungency intended by the recipe. The preparation is straightforward, though it requires precision. 4 tablespoons of butter and 4 ounces of cream cheese, a quarter cup of gorgonzola, and 1 cup of sugar are creamed together until fluffy, followed by the addition of 1 large egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1/2 teaspoon baking powder. Finally, beat in 2 2/3 cup of all-purpose flour until the dough is nice and thick. You can wrap and chill the dough for a while at this point to make it easier to work with. Combine 1/3 cup sugar with 2 teaspoons ground cinnamon. Divide your dough in half, and working with 1 piece at a time, roll it out to a tidy rectangle of exactly 12 by 8 inches. Brush the dough with melted butter and dust with the sugar mixture. The traditional snail juices add a variety of blue and green colors that Ferengi consider appetizing, and you can simulate that by sprinkling with a few dashes of colored sugars. Starting with a short end, the rectangle is tightly rolled into a coiled tube before being chilled, a process that, while seemingly superfluous, is essential for achieving that correct texture. The tubes are sliced with a sharp knife into discs 1/4 inch thick and placed on lined baking sheets. The snail doodles are baked at 375 degrees Fahrenheit until they exhibit the desired golden hue. The result, according to the recipe, is a cookie that is eminently snackable, a term that, while informal, accurately reflects the human propensity for consuming small, portable food items. I will test this claim once the cookies have cooled sufficiently. While the snail doodles cool, I will proceed with the preparation of raktajino, a beverage of Klingon origin now widely adopted by other species, including humans. It is notable for its robust flavor and high caffeine content, qualities that Klingons find particularly invigorating. The traditional preparation of raktajino involves a process not unlike that of brewing earth coffee in the cowboy style, though with distinct variations that impart a uniquely Klingon character. The inclusion of an egg is particularly interesting, as it serves to clarify the brew while adding a subtle richness. I have opted for a dark roast coffee, as this will more closely approximate the intense flavor profile that is characteristic of Klingon beverages. The resulting beverage, while bitter, possesses a depth of flavor that I hypothesize would be appealing to species with a preference for strong, unadulterated tastes. To further simulate the traditional experience, I have added a small amount of cinnamon and dried candied orange slices, both options suggested in the recipe. In conclusion, these culinary experiments have yielded insights into the diverse gustatory preferences of Federation members and their allies. While the recipes themselves may lack the sophistication of Vulcan cuisine, they nonetheless offer a valuable perspective on the role of food in fostering intercultural understanding. I will submit these findings to the ship's database for future reference. End log.